Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for another postcard of the week. And this week I want to show you a big city real photo postcard. And I'm talking about Chicago, the Windy City. And here is the card. It's a vertical real photo postcard, and it's the maker of the card, the photographer. We learn from the back, the reverse side, and it says it's from Charles R. Childs, Childs, plural. He was a photographer. He was located on LaSalle Street in Chicago. This is just a wonderful look at that image and look at the decorative tower on that church. It's really, really amazing. But what I wanted to tell about is over the years of the Wichita Postcard Club show, we've had many visitors through the years, people that became members, and I'm going to say probably at least for 35 to 40 years ago, we had a fellow that came one time, maybe twice, from Chicago. We became friends, and he collected this series of Child's folk postcards. He had some with him, and he showed them to me. And he had a binder full of numbers and images, and what he was looking for, and what he hadn't seen, and what he was trying to kind of piece together and fit together. But as I think, well, I know that he used to live in Chicago, and then I think he retired and believe he moved someplace south, probably for a milder winter time and less snow shoveling is what I would guess. But darn it, here I am, 82 years old, and I've forgotten his name. I haven't seen it for years. I just ran across this postcard and click, click. It made me think of him, my friendship with him, and how I used to find some of these child's cards as I was just going through cards and would send them to him one or two at a time. Probably a total of 8 or 10 through the years, but he was always appreciative and added to his collection. But I just wanted to show you a lot of times with collecting postcards, and I listened to some of these wonderful videos that Daniel May have done and the postcard guy have done, and the uh, Mike, is it Mike Jones? Mark Jones, I think, from south of Chicago. But great, talking about postcards and postcard collecting. Theirs kind of go along with what we do here in Wichita. But there's sometimes just kind of off remarks. Well, I wouldn't buy Chicago. It's too big of a city. Or I wouldn't want New York City. Or I wouldn't try to buy Niagara Falls, say. Some might say Grand Canyon. I don't know. But there's always exceptions. And this is an exception. If you would find more of these neat real photo postcards from Chicago, I think they're worth saving. And I think they would be a wonderful project for anybody to start looking for Charles R. Childs photographic postcards on eBay, say, or when you go to a postcard show. Just keep that name in mind. He has a wonderful stylized uh, emblem here between post and card on the reverse that you can see. So maybe that'll help you remember. If you look on the front of or the image side of the card, kind of in the lower left, off of the street, but there is a number. It says 4711. So I'm assuming that that is the number of a negative for this location. I think that this photographer went from location to location and taking documentary photographs, kind of like the Google photos that they send a car around every few years to take a new photo of your house. And somebody who lives way far away, I've driven a friend over here, and I said, when I live down here, and this is where we live. Oh, I know what your house looks like. I've seen it on Google. Yeah, okay. Well, this is a predecessor to all of that. And I think you would benefit and be able to assemble a collection that didn't cost you an arm and a leg because these are buildings, they're structures, they're not just churches and homes, but businesses also. And I just think it'd be so cool to have and build a collection of these various neighborhoods within Chicago. I wish my friend were still alive and I wish I could talk to him and send him this card. But again, I've forgotten his name and an address. But I wanted to bring this to your attention today for something to look for. And I'm sure there's similar things in other big cities. Several years ago, Jim Taylor had a most luscious one or two binders full of nothing but Washington, D.C. cards. And they weren't the Washington Monument, and they weren't the National Capitol. They were gas stations, they were restaurants, they were hotels. It was an amazing collection. And it just goes to show what's out there for even other big cities. And so don't stick your nose up too high. Take a look and, think about it. And maybe you too can be a collector and build a collection of images like this. Well, that's my story for today and hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll be here next week and show you another postcard of the week. Thank you. Bye bye.